Let's stay on the defensive line theme, but propel forward to 2025 and a missed opportunity with one Floyd Boucard out of Miami Central, top 40 roughly player at his position, who headed down to Oklahoma and USC, chose the Sooners on Saturday. Tim, were you fairly confident, or did you just have no idea, toss-up type decision there?
A lot of the people out of his visit were really confident that it was him. You know, they throw out those emojis. I believe a number of people that I trust said that that he was one of those people that may have given, a silent commitment. I mean, again, even like verbal commitments, even signing letters of intent these days don't really mean anything, do they? Right now, in the day and age of NIL and promises and whatever, it just doesn't seem. It's not the same, and it's not like Oklahoma doesn't have their own rock star line. They have Jeremy Bates, right? So I mean, not Jeremy Bates, sorry. Who's the line
Brad
coach
Bates.
for? Huh?
Is it Brad Bates? I think
Brad Bates
from Clemson.
Yes, you got it, Matt.
So I'm going back SC, but we'll leave that. So it's not like they don't have their top name coach as well on the defensive line, but I would say that it's July, and as much as I think that things do get kind of wrapped up now a lot earlier, and guys shut it down, and there's not as many last minute flips, I think USC might be the exception to that rule. I think there's a lot of kids that maybe have said, I'm not really feeling it. But if USC can actually prove it on the field, this year you might actually see some people flip back to USC. I'm not calling it, I'm not saying it, but I think there's a lot of kids with general interest, but it's just, do they want to go on a wing and a prayer? I think they're kind of saying, hey, you know what? Let's see it. Let's see it on the field. I don't have, as far as Boucard is concerned, I don't really have much to say on it, no, to be honest with you.
Well, I wrote about the Boucard recruitment, the success for Brent Venables and the failure for Lincoln Riley, and I noted that this is why Oklahoma fans are so bullish on Venables. He is clearly setting the bar higher in recruiting, and Lincoln Riley, before he came to USC, he voiced reservations about just how well he could recruit at Oklahoma, and Brent Venables is proving that you can recruit at the very highest level at Oklahoma. So to that extent, like, Oklahoma fans have been vindicated. Notice, I didn't even say feel vindicated. I said they have been vindicated, but they're vindicated only in the realm of the actual recruiting. Now, in terms of, coaching them up on Saturdays, that's a different deal. And so it's just really this Boucard recruitment just kind of ups the ante in terms of, well, it makes Lincoln Riley look bad on the recruiting trail, but it also increases the pressure on Brent Venables to, hey, you need to coach your guys up, reach some significant goals and targets, because if, like Dan Lanning, you keep falling short of the really big prizes, the really big achievements, just how good a coach are you? And also, like, do you deserve the benefit of the doubt in future recruiting competitions? And if Lincoln Riley, for all of his recruiting limitations, can deliver a 10-2 season this year, one would like to think a lot of people are going to say, oh, we took you for granted, Lincoln. We underestimated you, Lincoln. We sold you short, Lincoln. And then maybe you'll have a little bit of a Los Angeles gold rush on the trail and in the portal. So, hey, losing Boucard stinks. It's really bad. It's a gut punch. Like, I'm not a recruiting expert, but I will be honest in terms of, if a certain recruitment and losing it is a real gut punch, this is a gut punch. But that said, it has to translate onto the field at some point. And that is like the card that Lincoln Riley can still play. That if he can pull it together this season, then then hopefully at this time next year and in the 2025 off season, we're not just going to be kicking around USC's recruiting failures month after month, week after week. Because if Lincoln Riley does pull it together this season, I don't think we're going to be talking about recruiting failures anymore.